Hey guys, Taju22 here, and welcome to the second edition of Blue Toad Radio with your host, Taju22 himself. Anyway, I always wanted to do that. Okay, I had to turn down the echo on my part. Anyway, without wasting any more time, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that have been on my mind. Probably this past E3, there have been number of good games. The Rabbids and Mario game. That one, I get that some people like it, other people hate it, but I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle because I really don't know what to say about that game. I really don't. Um, there was I forget the name of one of the participants. It's not Pathelia. It's not Ubisoft. Ubisoft is the one that was behind the Rabbids Mario game. No, it was. Is it Revolver or Devolver? I forget which one of those. I forget the exact name, but one of them had a pre-show in which there was a lot of blood and gore. I'm like, and that was the pre-show. I'm like, what? I'm like, I could just. It's like, oh my god, it was just. I mean, if you're into that sort of stuff, more power to you. But I was just, ugh. I was just, I was just screaming inside. I really was. Let's see. I mean, of course, EA was boring as hell. As was Microsoft. Although Microsoft came out with the Xbox One X, and I'm thinking, what? What is this? I mean, I really don't get that. I don't. But as much as I didn't get that, one thing that did surprise me was the fact that Rocket League is going to be coming onto the Switch, and they're going to be doing some crossplay, which is great. It's really good. I mean, especially if you have either a computer or I think it's either Steam or Xbox. But here's something that really surprised me. And I was talking to Truhu about it when it first came out, and I was like, PlayStation 4 is not going to support crossplay. Are you serious? I mean, that's a huge opportunity there. I mean, I would love to play against Truhu82 or Jared 742. Like those guys are awesome. Especially because they have the game. And there's one other game I'll talk about when and I'll get to it really soon. But really, a missed opportunity from PlayStation, from the PlayStation or Sony, I should say. Excuse me. Let's see. Um, and then of course, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, a lot of people were going nuts for that one, but I don't think anybody that I have known went any more nuts than I'm pretty sure it was. Like I was doing a podcast with Jason RPG, CWAP, the Platinum one, and who else am I forgetting? Jared, and the host of that particular podcast, Pika Plays HD. And I'll give you a link in the description when this is posted. I can't do it right now. I wish I could, but I can't. But you'll see it when it happens. And then really the only other thing that really made me happy was Super Mario Odyssey, and the fact that you can use the hat to control people. Like you can control a dinosaur, you can control a taxi, a bullet bill, even a Goomba. I'm like, that's so cool, man. I'm just so excited, and I just can't hide it. No, no. But those are just some of the things from E3 that I was really happy about. I mean, there is one other thing, but I think that's a little too personal, so I'll have to skip that. But now that I have finished talking about what's on my mind, I'm going to open up the chat. So here we go. and no one is there. Okay. Okay. There's no one here. But I guess while I wait for somebody, let's see. What else could I talk about? Let's see. Okay, I already talked about that last time. I guess I could talk about my previous week. One thing uh, I did, which I had never done before, at least to my knowledge, was work 7 hours, and that was not during and that wasn't during the course of was it peak season at FedEx? That's where I work. FedEx is one of those places where the job is very hard and it's very demanding, uh, and it got so bad to the point where they needed me to stay after hours. So while it kind of sucked that I had to stay, it did provide more than enough incentive in terms of the MONEY, if you know what I mean. but but yeah, I mean, when it was all said and done, I was just beat. I didn't know if I could move, but at least it proved that I was indeed the working man. But I mean, that's just me talking about myself. Let's see. May as well talk about other people. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. Uh, I was talking about uh, my good friend Jared742. And there's one game that I was kind of hoping that would show up at E3, or at least as a port onto the Switch, and that is Persona 5. If not some of the older games, but I was really hoping that Persona 5 would make its way to the Switch. I mean, as far as I know, I don't recall them ever signing a contract at Atlus. I mean, signing a contract that made it exclusive to a PlayStation 4. If it is, then I guess maybe I was wrong, but sadly it didn't happen though. Uh, but but it did make me consider possibly getting a PlayStation 4. And I was talking to my good friend Jared about whether I should get a PlayStation 4 or not, and he says I should get it. And I asked him if he had a Switch, and he says he doesn't, but he wants to get one. And I thought, hey, maybe we can add each other when it's all said and done. And of course, for those of you that have a Switch, if you want to add me, you could just DM me, or you could send me your code and I'll enter it. Doesn't matter if you ask for mine or you give me yours. I don't mind. Uh, I mean, of course, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, I'll add you to my list of friends. And I'm happy that the Switch, as far as I know, doesn't have a set limit of friends like the Wii U did at 100. I'm not sure why, but yeah. You know what? I'm just typing something to a good friend of mine. Here we go. That way, at least I'll have somebody to talk to. Uh, but in the meantime, let's see. Anything else I should mention? Um, I guess I could talk about some people. For example, I've been watching a lot of, or not a lot, excuse me. Actually, yeah. What am I forget? I was watching a lot of Bob Ross. I don't know if you guys like Bob Ross, but I love Bob Ross just because of the fact that he. I don't know. It's like if you have insomnia, like if you have trouble sleeping, I could see how he would be able to help you get over your insomnia, but at the same time, I'm not sure how that would work. But then again, actually, he kind of did help me sleep. What am I talking about? But in the meantime, we now have a guest, and our first guest is the great Truehu82. And he mentioned that he wanted to be on the stream, and he's here. And this is the first time he's been on this show. How's it going, man? I guess while he types his response, I guess I don't know. Let me see what else I could talk about. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross, and I did watch a review from Dragon Ball Z X4X, a review of a game, and I thought it was pretty good for what it was. I mean, he did mention that he's not the best at it, but for a first time, that was awesome. Yeah, you did say, yeah, you've definitely. And another thing I should probably invest in is OBS when this is all said and done. He says, I've conditioned you to say insomnia. Now you stuttered. I'm good. And you? I'm doing pretty well. I could be doing a lot better, I will say. But that's all I could say. And, well, here's another person that's making his first time appearance on the show. He is the Frog, LP Grotus. And it's also great to have you on the show. Very awesome. And I had and by the way, I had fun at LP Grotus' stream, even though I kind of was scared a little bit, like especially towards the end of the last stream because he did I think it was called, oh my god, I forgot the name of the game already, but it was kind of a scary game. But if you like scary games, you can go ahead and watch that stream once that's posted on LP Grotus' channel. Hola Duderino. Oh my goodness. Oh, Layers of Fear, he says. Yeah, that's what it was. And also, thank you for the retweet on Twitter. So, um, but yeah, for those of you wondering, these episodes, it's posted already. Okay, but for the audience at home, I do these things more or less on the spur of the moment. But if if for the audience in general wish for me to do it on certain days, I'll do my best to do that. Especially if they all want to talk all at the same time. I don't know, but what can I say? No worries. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Uh, let me see. Hmm. You know what? I am going to need a moderator. A couple of them. A couple of people that are uh, mature enough to do this. So here's what I'll do. I'm just going to. Hang on a second. No, 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 no. We're trying to get. Oh, okay. So that's how I'm supposed to do it. Okay. There we go. So I just made LP Grotus and Truehu82 moderators because these guys are mature enough and I trust them. In fact, they're my closest friends. That's another thing I should mention is that they're very close friends of mine. So enjoy your new moderator powers, guys. You are mature, man. And also, thank you, Truhu, for the retweet. Also, I appreciate that. Let's see. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. He says, I don't know if I can moderate from a phone, says Truhu82. Yeah. Okay. That being said, as I mentioned earlier, the floor is open for some. Truhu82 says Grotus was referring to me, laughing my ass off. Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, for you two, as for anybody else that just joins in, I was referring to both actually as a joke, says LP Grotus. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, as I was trying to say, um, the floor is open for some Q&A, so you guys can ask me some questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. And Truhu82 says, my maturity level varies at times. Awesome. Well, if it becomes a problem, I'll have to unmod you then. But for now, it's too early. It's too early. So yeah, you guys can ask me some questions. And I guess while they type in their questions, I might as well throw in a sponsor, and that is both Grotus and Truhu82 are both members of Insomania Game, which has been on a hiatus more often than not, mainly because we're busy with our own lives and our own channels. But do check out all the stuff we have done on that channel. And of course, Truhu has his own podcast, definitely. No, other people's chats are another story. You can trust us. Thank you, says True. That was Truhu that said that. But Truhu himself has a damn good podcast. In fact, he had me in one of his last podcasts, but of course that episode has not been posted yet. So I don't know when that will come out, but when it does, you can follow me on my Twitter, and you'll know exactly when that comes out. But yeah. And then as for LP Grotus, I mean, for those of you who have been on my channel so long, you practically know the story about LP Grotus. But if you don't, he does a lot of Let's Plays or playthroughs of a lot of games, and he's just a pretty cool guy to hang out with. And he's been a very good friend of mine. So I just wanted to point that out there. And what? Well, we have yet another guest. We have Nintendo 14, and he says, "Hey, what I miss, Mr. Roger, the baby chick from SpongeBob. Editing that monster sucks, even though I'm reusing the template for the first one." Oh yeah, he's referring to the podcast that's taking him a lot longer than he would like, and but yeah, I hope that goes well. And but yeah, Nintendo 14. Great to have you on the show, man. It's an honor. There we go. You know what? I just remembered something about Nintendo 14, and that is, yeah. And he says, "Pleasure being here," says Nintendo 14. But yeah, Nintendo 14. At least as of the time that this is being recorded, he is doing his own birthday tournament, and I stupidly forgot to promote the damn thing. I had a lot of, but then again, I had a lot of other projects I was worrying about, especially like real life stuff, and then worrying about my real job, things like that. But he's doing his own birthday tournament of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So if you like that, do check that out. It is still ongoing. Who knows? Maybe you might even enter it if you have the game. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch. So I just wanted to put that out there. And also do check out Nintendo 14 himself. He does more than just that tournament. He does a lot of other things. But overall, he's a really cool guy to hang out with, especially on Discord. And anyway, don't worry, it's clean. Wait, okay, so TrueWho just gave me a video. What is this? What am I doing on computer? Wow. Thanks a lot, TrueWho. But yeah, sadly, you know what? Maybe I should put that in there. Hold on. Hold on. I'll just paste it. There we go. Now it's in the description, which I'll edit later on. They allow links on the YouTube chat now, especially when I should be sleeping. Okay. Yeah, they do allow links on YouTube chat. I'm surprised they do that. And then Nintendo says, especially when I should be sleeping. And then TrueWho says is doing a shrug, like a little I don't know, it's kind of like a emoji, if you will. And then Nintendo 14 says, lol, good one. And then a happy face from TrueWho82. Awesome. I'm surprised I was even able to use that. But anyway, before I get sidetracked, do you guys have any questions that you would like me to answer? Like anything at all, even a joke question would be nice. Uh, I guess while they're doing that, uh, Nintendo, or rather, I was at Nintendo 14's tournament, uh, and I advanced to round 2. Again, the tournament is still ongoing as of the time that this is being recorded, and I managed to get to round 2, so I'm very, very happy. What am I doing on computer besides streaming? Says TrueWho82. You know what? I was trying to catch up on my Watch Later playlist real bad. And the funny thing is that for the most part, I have been watching a lot of Cole NL112's videos of Sonic and Knuckles 3, which is kind of, or Sonic 3 and Knuckles, excuse me. Because that was that was practically the majority of the videos that were in my Watch Later playlist for quite a while. And then once that's over, then LP Grotus's Near Automatica will be up next, right after that. So that's something there. And Nintendo 14 says you finished 4th in round 1, Division 1, not having to race again in round 1, Division 2. Oh yeah, Division 2 of round 1 has not been hasn't gone on, so that was awesome that I made it to round 2. And then LP Grotus asks, when is TrueWho running for America's Next Superhero? I don't know that one. I would think TrueWho would know that better. I'm not sure. I just thought of something. Uh, for those of us that have been growing up with We Like to Play in Win is True Who running for in 128 months, says True Who 82. I'm surprised you didn't say 182 months since you're True Who 82. Nah, not really. Anyway, but yeah, We Like to Play within 3 to 4 months has changed significantly. First Tyler leaves, and then Chris has also left, and now it's just down to Tyson and Spencer. I mean, nothing against Tyson and Spencer, but it was Chris and Tyler that started the whole thing, and it's kind of sad for those two guys to leave. Oh, 2882, still my favorite number, says True Who 82. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, those guys, like, I'm not gonna say I grew up with them like as a kid, but I meant like when I was just hell, I didn't even have a YouTube account when I first saw them. Like I was looking for videos of New Super Mario Brothers Wii when it was the new game at the time, and lo and behold, that's how I found We Like to Play when it was just Chris and Tyler, and then Tyson joined, and then you had Jansen for a time, and then Spencer became the permanent fourth member, and for the better part of, I want to say 7 years, 7 8 years, they have been together, and we've had so many great memories of that. But I hate to say it, but it's not the same. And True Who 82 says, when is Grotus going to overthrow Swedish royalty and claim the crown for his own? Winky face. Or Lenny face, excuse me. He did a Lenny face. I'm not sure how he did it, but it's pretty pretty interesting. But yeah, if you guys have any opinions about We Like to Play and their current state of affairs, then you're more than welcome to comment about it in the comment section. A god is in no need for a crown, says Opie Grotus with a winky face. Well, I guess, well, it's a god with the lowercase g, so in case you guys were wondering. But what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, for you guys in the chat, uh, were there any games in E3 that you liked? And I may as well also include the audience when they watch this after the fact, when this gets posted. So, yeah, what games did you like from E3? Or any surprises, good or bad? Just adjusting my. Okay. All right, so Nintendo 14 says, I'm really liking Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus. Now I've never heard that game before, surprisingly. And before I go any further, oh, then True82 says, I'm sorry for being so foolish, my Lord Grotus. Never watched, but it sounds like a scenario similar to Game Grumps. Got a little bit of gas. And then LP Grotus says Fire Emblem Warriors. Oh yeah, that one. I forgot about that one. It's just like a Dynasty Warriors, but with Fire Emblem characters. Mario and Rabbids. Okay, I mentioned that one. Metroid: Samus Returns. Now that as well as Metroid Prime 4. I almost forgot about that one. But I know that a lot of people were excited. I'm pretty sure. Oh, Nintendo 14 says that Wolfenstein is a 20-year-old franchise with a fresh coat of first-person shooter paint. I can't even talk. Damn. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, Grotus, I'm pretty sure that our Toady brother, Jizawa Toad, another person I should be mentioning, I have a feeling he practically went nuts when Metroid Prime 4 was considered a thing, I would think. And Nintendo 64 says about Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, that the game was the best thing to come out of Basilia this year. Yeah, Basilia was, yeah. And in fact, LP Grota says, yep, as if to agree with him. And then TrueWho82 says, Mario X Rabbids is a triple X battle of epic proportions. Oh, God. Please tell me you're not going to X-rated, man. Beth Isda. Oh, okay, so that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Thank you, TrueWho. I appreciate that. Beth Isda. So, yeah, there's a couple of games that these guys know of. Yeah, you can't forget about the Metroid Prime 4 teaser reveal, says Nintendo 14. Exactly. You just cannot forget that. Of course, as to what they're gonna do in that game, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure actually. I never did play any of the first 3 games, so how would I know? Spoderman? I've heard of Spider-Man, but what's Spoderman? Uh, True Who mentioned Spoderman, but who's Spoderman? Well, I don't know about Spoderman, but Spider-Man, it looked good. I almost forgot about. Okay, so Grotus is saying that it is Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. That the game looks pretty good. I mean, it's not my favorite franchise, but well, what can I say? And of course, True Who also confirms it's Spider-Man. And Nintendo 14 claims that it looks more like Arkham Spoder to me. Arkham Asylum. Um, that game was awesome. Arkham Asylum. Uh, from some game from whatever gameplay I've seen of that. I'm surprised LP Grotus hasn't done a let's play of that, or I don't even know if he has the game. So what am I talking about? But I heard that game was good. Arkham Asylum was very cool. Let's see other topics or anything else from E3 that I'm probably forgetting. Okay, so TrueWho82 says, love Insomnia games. They made Sunset Overdrive and Ratchet and Clank. Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank. That's yet another popular franchise of Sony, or rather the PlayStation games. And LP Grotus confirms that he does have Arkham Asylum and that he owns it and it's great. As for not having done a Batman game yet, well, I haven't felt like it yet. Laughing face, says Grotus. And then Nintendo 14 says the best thing that the Arkham games did to the combat were the animations in Batman clipping to another enemy. I can't even talk, but that's awesome. I love the feedback that you guys are bringing in. In fact, let's see. Too bad there's not a timer. Otherwise, I would make multiple of these. But then again, it's supposed to be a self-contained episode. So, what else is new? But hmm. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. Um, you guys can, and by you guys, I mean the guys in the live chat. If you have anything to talk about, oh, will Amiibo get back to its selling days from 2015? Yeah, 2015 was a really good year for the Amiibos. Uh, but for me personally, I never really cared about them. I know that some people love them, but I never could get into it. I mean, the closest I got to getting Amiibo was Mario Party 10's Amiibo Parties feature, but the fact that the overall game just sucks so badly that I'm like, I'm not even gonna get this. It just wasn't good enough for me. And then TrueWho82 is talking about the Xbox One X. Yes, I was talking about the Xbox One X a little bit. And it says, and he also goes on to explain, instructions too complex. Got my, oh my god. Do I even have to say this? He got his large sea slug stuck in the disc tray. Really, True Who? You really had to, you even had to say that, man? And then Nintendo 14 says, I bought God knows how many in that year. And he also responds to True Who's comment with "lol." But yeah, his yeah, that's a better term. Schlong stuck in the tray. I see. He says. Oh god, you guys are funny as hell. I'm telling you. Uh, oh yeah. I do have a little mini vacation coming up. It's a little vacation to Reno, which oddly enough, that's where I went when I. Yeah, ain't that the classic Xbox meme? He says. True82 says. Maybe. But yeah, I'm going on a little mini vacation, but it's just that, a mini vacation. So, and I don't know what kind of vacations you have planned. I don't know what you guys have planned. Like except for Nintendo 14, because I know that he has that tournament. But oh, of course, LP Grotus is none. Oh, all right. So yeah, TrueWho82 has none, but I know that LP Grotus is doing a new Let's Play of Undertale, and I know some people love it, some people hate it, but if you hate it but love LP Grotus, I think you should give it a chance. I'm just saying. And then Nintendo 14 says, "Can someone contact Nintendo and tell them to make Mario Kart amiibos? I need amiibos worth buying again." Maybe. I don't know what kind of amiibos though. I'll tell you what I do want. In fact, thank you so much, Nintendo 14. You just helped me think of another thing I could talk about, and that is potential DLC for Mario Kart 8 or any other game that you guys are interested in terms of DLC. Like, I would really like to see, and I guess I'll have to talk about it another time. Uh, Nintendo 14 says, "Yeah, I have no problem with Undertale. The game sounds fun." TrueWho82 says, "If I'm lucky, me and my dad will go see Bill Burr in Vegas around August." Well, Bill Burr. Why does that name sound familiar? Bill Burr. In fact, I'm going to look him up right now. Bill Burr. Bill Burr is a stand-up comedian. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoy Bill Burr. Yeah, we'll talk about the Amiibos. The Amiibos, I know that a friend of Grotus's, which would be Moogle Fantasy, well, a friend of his is Matt's LP Adventures, and he's done a lot of reviews for Amiibos. So Nintendo 14, you can check out Matt's LP Adventures. In fact, I'll give you a link so you can go see him. But yeah, he's done reviews as well as unboxings. So if you're into that sort of thing, you can check that out if you want to. You don't have to. There it is. I'm just gonna give him the link. Let's see. Okay, there it is. So I just pasted the link in the description or the chat, and I'm gonna do the same thing in the description. Okay. Okay, so let me there we go. It should show up in the description by now. And Nintendo 14 says, I want to see Amiibo toy cars that are Mario Kart themed. That would be cool. And he says he'll check them out. Okay. But yeah, and speaking of Matt's LP Adventures, Matt's a pretty cool guy too. Especially for those of you who have never heard of him. Matt's, or rather Matt, I should say. What I like about him is just he just does his own thing, and that's that's the thing I like about most LPers is that uh, you know anybody that does their own thing or just has fun doing it, I'm all up for that. But that's just me though. And TrueWho82 says, "Oh, and glad to see a Transformers fan." Yeah, I guess you guys can talk about it off camera though. I mean, I wasn't really a big Transformers fan, except for the Beast Wars trilogy. I don't know if you guys remember Beast Wars, but when I was a kid and I saw that happen, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then Nintendo says, "Yep, that's Transformers. The Last Night is better than Age of Extinction." Maybe. And then LP Rhoda says, "Transformers more than meets the eyes." Yep, love that. And then Nintendo 14 says, "Oh boy, Beast Wars." I liked it as a kid. I mean, although looking back on it, I could see how it would be cringeworthy, but when I was a kid, I didn't care. I just loved it. A lot of adventure, and it was just a never-ending war between good and evil, and uh, but I think the one that really surprised me was how it ended for Waspinator. But that's just me, though. Let's see. But yeah, I'm having a good time, especially with you three. So let's see. I guess any other questions, or if you want to talk about anybody in particular, we can do that. Okay. True Who says, I'm still holding out that they'll get a more competent team to make some better movies. Still going to see it on Redbox mostly. On Redbox most likely, he says. Awesome. Yeah, Redbox is pretty cool. I think Redbox, I think it's kind of like what Netflix was at one point, but then the only difference is that Redbox, you actually go to a Redbox and rent movies, which kind of reminds me of the old Blockbuster. Uh, yeah, I remember going to Blockbuster like when I was a kid, and my God, it was so fun to go to Blockbuster and just rent a game or rent a movie, and it was so fun. But I could see how, yeah, and Nintendo 14 also misses Blockbuster, but I miss it just because of the fact that especially with kids that have allowances, like most kids can't go online, and they can't most kids can't order DVDs, and I do miss the smell of DVD cases, especially Blockbusters. But yeah, Anthony Hawkins is in The Last Knight though. Oh, knight as in knight in shining armor. Okay. And he also has Blockbuster tapes. Does True Who 82? How did you did you keep them and never return them? I'm surprised you were able to hold on to them. Transformers: The Last Knight. Oh, okay. But what else? What was I saying? Yeah, I miss Blockbuster just because again, most kids can't go online to buy anything on Amazon unless they had parents' permission. Well, but then again, even then, pretty sure they would have asked for ID or something like that. But yeah, don't worry, we had to pay for them. Awesome. Yeah. Oh! You had to pay for the Blockbuster tapes, really? Oh yeah, there were some tapes that you could buy straight up, especially if they were on sale. Yeah. And of course, True Who 82 also brings up an interesting point that, believe it or not, there are still Blockbuster stores in Alaska. Of course, I would not want to go all the way to Alaska, especially if you have to go through Canada to get there. And I'm pretty sure a plane ride to Alaska would cost me an arm and a leg. Uh, and then Nintendo 14 is asking, what is Anthony Hopkins' role in The Last Knight again? Not sure. He just saw him in the trailer, says True Who. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, we went through topic, and it's been a lot of fun. Let's see. Well, I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about. So, any last words? And I mean, all three of you, or anyone else that just happens to join in just before I close this. Oh, there's some other Blockbusters in other states too. They're self-owned by the store owners and have no connection to the actual Blockbuster business. Yeah, that is true. It's more like they own the franchise name, but they don't have but they're not but the franchise name is not connected to the actual business itself. So yeah, it sucks that Blockbuster is no longer a thing, and that you have to go to Alaska to get it, which kind of sucks. It really does. And the sad thing is that Blockbuster even had an opportunity back in, I think it was 2002, to buy. There's one in Texas, 9 to 12 in Alaska. Any others? Says True. Uh, but no, I remember back in 2002, Blockbuster had an opportunity to buy Netflix, and they didn't do it. And sadly, it kind of came back to bite him in the butt. So yeah. And it is very chilly in Alaska, so I wouldn't go there. Says Nintendo. But again, that's all I have to say about it. So, do you guys have any last words? Any of you? Hmm. I guess not. Or I guess that there might be typing it. I guess I don't know. And Nintendo 14 says that's all I got. That's fair enough. Fair enough. But for everybody else that's watching this, especially if you're watching this when it's posted, uh, you can always leave a comment and maybe even give me an idea for what to talk about on the next episode of Blue Toad Radio. And True82 says, I would sadly, the Netflix revolution has so far been good for consumers. Nostalgia is the only good thing about Blockbuster, really. Yeah, that is true. Uh, Too bad I don't have a damn time machine. Otherwise, I'd use it. But yeah. But what else? But yeah, for those in the comment section, if you're watching this when it's posted, do leave a comment. And if you like anything, or if you want to suggest any topics for me to talk about on a future episode, I will. But for my two moderators, TrueWho82 and LP Grotus, and a new guest in Nintendo 14, and TrueWho says that's it from him. So yeah, uh, for them and for myself, the Blue Toad to Jew 22. Until next time, I'll see you later. And what else is there to say? Except thank you and good night and God bless. Peace.